Keep it going for Avenue over here. Excuse me, Freeway. Right here. It's so funny. We went over before we went on stage. He goes, "It's Escalante, right?" I go, "Yes, Escalante." He goes, "Okay, Escalade." I was like, "What the hell? What is going on here?" Medford, how we doing? This is fantastic. Give yourself a round of applause real quick. Coming out right here. Enjoy.
Oh my God, Lord have mercy. 1 second. Yeah, there we go. Oh my God, 1 second. There we go.
Hey, hello, there we go. We're back in action. Not a virgin. There we go. We like it. Oh, yeah, it's great to be here. Wow, these lights are really, really bright up here. This is fantastic. I can't see anybody, which is perfect for me. Hello, that's right. Any CEO couples together today? Anybody here? I just want to make sure. Okay, let's put you on the Jumbotron real quick, okay? There we go. I honestly think that no one would have noticed if they just didn't like do anything, if they didn't react, no one would care, you know what I'm saying? But that is weird though, you know what I mean? I feel bad for both families, especially the wife, especially the husband, but I feel bad for the husband, because the husband of the wife is, or the lady that whatever was there, he's a CEO. So it just goes to show that, ladies, you're always gonna want more. What's up with that? So now men gotta be CEOs of 2 things, that's right, not just one thing, to get ahead in life. That's right, yeah. But that's weird though. I mean, like if women always date or have sex with somebody higher, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of weird if it's being equal, Like if my lady goes up to my coworker and starts sleeping with them, I'm like, I get mad, you know what I'm saying? But if you're sleeping with the owner of the restaurant that I'm working at, hey, you know what? Do that thing, okay? Maybe get a little day for yourself, a little spa treatment, a little something going for yourself, Maybe some mozzarella sticks, something like that. Yeah. No, but I just proposed to my fiance. Yeah, I just proposed to her. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, she said maybe. We'll see. Yeah, that's right. But she's the one though. She's awesome. She's amazing. On our way over here, I'm from like Los Angeles, Orange County area, but I live in Chico, California right now. So I am also Republican. That's right. There we go. I like it. Right there. Stay red. There we go. Red Kingdom, lady. That's right. I like it. No, but on her way over here, she almost pooped her pants. Yeah, that's how you know you've made it to another level. She's like, I don't think I'm gonna make it. I don't think I'm gonna make it. I was like, you know what? I got a plastic bag right here. I'm looking the other way. Let it rip, girl. Okay. If your significant other is not telling you about their digestive problems, it's not real, okay? If she's not telling you, she's with another guy, man. She's with another guy. I promise you. Yeah, but I always say, buddy, I have friends, they're single. They always say, hey, what do you say to women? What do you say when you talk to them? And I go, hey, just talk to them, man. Just talk to them like a normal person, I always tell them, like, don't be afraid to talk to a beautiful woman, because every beautiful woman has had a code brown once in their life, okay? At least once, okay? That's how you know we're all in the same. Oh, she's like, yeah, I've had a couple right here. There we go. It's true, though. It really is. Now, my fiance's great. She's awesome. She's half white, half Mexican. Yeah, which means that she's toxic, but she will go to therapy. That's what it is, okay? Yeah. And sometimes I like to think, I'm like, is she more white than Mexican, or is she more Mexican than white? But I think she's more white than Mexican because she ran away from home at 12 years old. Yeah, and I was like, that is some white people stuff right there. Mexican kids do not run away from home. We go to grandma's house, that's right. And we stay there for about a week, and that's about it. But we're coming home, yeah. Now, before I was with my lovely fiancée, I used to ask women out like crazy. I'd go to the club, I'd be like, I'd do my little thing, and I'd be like, hey, what's up, I could get your number, all that jazz, whatever. But a lot of times women would make fun of me and they'd deny me right in person and make fun of me. They'd always pick out something I was wearing or something, and I got mad a lot of times. And what I would do for my rebuttals is I would just make fun of their makeup. I was like, you don't like me? Well, guess what? I don't like you, I go up to this lady one time, I was like, hey, miss, how you doing? You know what I mean? You want to get some coffee later? You know what I mean? Sometime this week, maybe share a bagel or something like that. This lady looked me up and down. She goes, ugh, that would be a mistake. And I was like, you know what? The only mistake you made was making your left eyebrow higher than the other one, okay? So get back in the bathroom. And I was feeling myself. I was at the club. I was 3 drinks deep, Jack and Coke. I was like, yeah, what's up? Let's try this again. So I go up to another lady. I'm like, hey, girl, what's up? Same line. I'm like, yo, let's do this, okay? Sometime this week, coffee, bagels, cream cheese. What's up? Let's do it. She looks at me. She goes, oh, go blend back in with the crowd. Go blend back in. And I got mad. I was like, what you should do? You should blend that neck makeup with your face, because I can see I can see the line right there. You're like, oh. Maybe blend that in a little bit more. NC42, Mac makeup, hello. Yeah, there. Oh, I know my stuff. There we go. No, but I recently, if I can be honest, I feel like we're in a safe space right now. I feel like it's a safe space. I can reveal some stuff about myself. I recently gave up drinking. Yeah, thank you. Before work, thank you, that's right. Apparently you can't sell cars if you're drunk. Yeah, it's not a good look. Yeah, just kidding, I don't have a job anymore. No, but I have 2 jobs right now. I currently work as a used car salesman, and I also work as a door dasher. Which basically means that I will never own a home. That's what it is. I made some bad choices. It's not really looking too good. No, but I am a door dasher. I stole that job from another Mexican. That's right, yeah. When that happens, a white guy loses his job at the firm. That's what happens. It's not a good look. Yeah, not a good look. No, but it is great to be here, man. I love it. A couple things about me, though. I don't know if you can tell, though. I'm skinny fat. Which means I'm 50% skinny, 50% fat, 100% out of breath the entire time, okay? It doesn't matter what I do. Thank God this hotel has elevators, because I would not make it, that's right. I'm Mexican. Yeah, Mexican. Any Mexicans in here? Woo, nice. There you go, right there. Nah, I knew I smelled Downy. That's what's up, man. And I knew I also smelled a hard worker. There we go, right there. That's great. Now, I'm Mexican, so please, hide your white daughters and please hide your beer, okay? Because I will take them both. That's what I do, all right? Let me know. My full name is Francisco Javier Escalante Lopez Jr. And for those that don't speak Spanish, that translates to I am here illegally, okay? So just don't call ice on me, but I look like I know where the best taco spots are, but I also sound like I can call ice on myself. It's very confusing. My identity is at a crisis. That's what it usually is. Yeah, but I'm a very special type of person. I'm not afraid to admit it. I got some things that I'm not very proud of myself with. You know, like I got ADHD, which is not a big letdown or anything like that. But it's attention deficit hyper disorder, which is basically HD attention deficit disorder. I don't know, whatever. It's weird though. Some people turn to vices. Some people turn to like whiskey or drinking or like smoking or eating cake. My whole thing is I like to clean. That's my whole thing. I don't know what it is. It turns me on. I don't know. Like right now I'm getting excited because there's a bunch of dirty plates and a bunch of dirty cups and I'm trying to clean everything right now, okay? That's my alone time. That's what I feel. Yeah. But like I said, I feel like we've gotten to like a nice space and I feel like we're all comfortable with each other. I gotta be honest with you guys, I've had a very, very rough life. Very, very rough life. My father left when I was 30. He left when I was 30. Yeah. Decided he needed to go to the hospital, and I was like, okay, Dad, whatever. But if you guys can just do something for me real quick just to make me feel better, can you guys just start booing me real quick? Just start booing. Oh my God, you guys sound exactly like my dad. That's crazy. It's like he's here in the building, gosh. Now, before my dad died, we were trying to do a bucket list of stuff to do together. We want to do some crazy stuff. We want to go on road trips, go hiking. One of the things that I mentioned to my dad, I was like, what we should do? We should get high. Let's get high, Dad. Let's smoke the devil's lettuce. And before I could finish my sentence, he goes, Frankie, I can't get high because if I get high, I get turned on. Yeah. And I was like, hey, Dad, I just like you as a friend, big dog. I know we go way back in the sack, but relax. No, but he's a great guy. I picked up a lot of things from him now that now that he's gone. There's certain things, certain mannerisms, the way he talks to people, everything like that. One of the things that I picked up from him that I'm not proud of is that my dad is a litter bug. My dad was a litter bug. I don't know why. He used to litter everywhere. Keep a clean car, but just stuff would be thrown out the window all the time. That's what it is. His favorite thing to do was to go to the bank, get the receipts, rip them up, and go on the drive back home, and he'd just kind of toss them out the window. That was his thing. And I remember asking him one time, I was like, why do you do that? And he goes, word for word, because I don't want them to know our next move. Guys, we have $17.38 in our family accounts. We're not the ones they're after. And we have that right now in my life right now, too. I do litter everywhere. Like I said, I'm from SoCal, so Southern California. Anybody from SoCal? Southern California-ish? No? Where are you from? See me? Oh, nice. Right there, right in the heart. Yes, sir. Right you. Torrance, oh, right there. Guys, we're all going to take a shot after this. This is great. This is fantastic. SoCal boys, I like it. But I will say, though, I'm from Orange County, and that's kind of like a bougie place to live for the most part. And even the homeless are bougie. They're very, like, self-centered for some reason. I was trying to buy my way into heaven one night, and I go up to this homeless guy, and I give him Del Taco, right? I walk up to him, and I'm like, here you go, sir. Here's some Del Taco. And he looks at me and goes, is that Del Taco? And I go, yes, it is. And he goes, oh, I'm good, man. I had that last night. The next phrase he says will forever ring in my mind. You know what he says? He goes, don't worry, man. God got me. And I was like, hey, man, this is God getting you. Del Taco twice in 24 hours. That's a miracle right there. I felt bad. I started eating it right in front of him. I was like, you made me do this. Ah. Yeah. No, but like I said, I like white people. I love white people, actually. You guys got the best phrases. I mean, you guys got top 5 best phrases. I mean, the first one that I love is, you're on thin ice, pal. That's like my favorite phrase. Is this spicy? Is this gluten-free? Let's circle back to that. That's my favorite one. I like using that one. I made the mistake of saying that phrase at an all-Mexican party to my jailbird uncle, which was not a good sign at all. He was talking and I was like, hey, Theo, let's circle back to that conversation. He stopped what he was doing. He's like, what did you say to me? I go, let's circle back to that conversation. And he goes, hey, don't ever say that white shit in front of me ever again. And then he took off. And I was so mad. I was like, you're on thin ice, pal, okay? You're on thin ice. You watch yourself, all right? Macaroni ears, get out of here. Yeah. No, but I feel like certain phrases are out of date, if I can be honest. You guys ever heard the phrase slept like a baby? Yeah, I think that's kind of out of date. We should update it, you know. We should kind of say, like, maybe slept like a homeless person. Because I feel like they can sleep through anything. Gunshots, helicopters, buzzing sounds. The only time they wake up is when I get out of a 7-Eleven. They're like, oh, here we go, let's go. Certain other phrases, too, like straight from the horse's mouth. You guys ever heard that phrase? That used to mean an old betting term. Like, oh, I heard straight from the horse's mouth that Cheater 1000 is going to win or something like that. But I feel like we should update that phrase to like slept like straight from the gay guy's mouth. Yeah, because those guys are chatty. Those guys are super chatty. You guys ever been a non-chatty gay guy? They'll talk your ear off. Suddenly I'm gay. It's weird. Yeah. No, but certain phrases are, like I said, are cool. Certain phrases are outdated. Anybody named Tom in here? Any Toms? There we go. This proves my point. You guys remember the phrase peeping Tom? Yeah. They should update that to like peeping Tyler, or peeping something, or peeping Zach or something. I don't know. And I'm not afraid to admit it. I used to be a peeping Juan back in the day when I was 6 or 7. I didn't understand what I was doing. I didn't know it was bad. I would go to my neighbor's house and I would watch them eat dinner like a psychopath. I'd go to the edge and I'd be like, well, what are you guys having today, huh? Oh my God, hamburger helper again. Which at the time I thought was cool, but then they had it for 4 nights in a row, guys. They had hamburger helper 4 nights in a row. And I thought that was cool. And as an adult, I'm like, oh, you were struggling. That was the struggle meal, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but then I told my mom, I was like, do you know that the Gonzaleses are having hamburger helper 4 nights in a row? And she goes, how do you know that? I go, well, I've been watching them eat. She freaked out. She was like, you can't do that. That's illegal. That's against the law. And I was like, Mom, you know what's against the law? Hamburger helper 4 nights in a row. Someone's going to get those kids. Get them out of here. No, but I'm Mexican, you know, I love Mexican people. I love my brown pride, everything like that, you know. I like to see representation, you know, that's my whole thing. And sometimes it's in movies, sometimes it's not. But I'm usually waiting for superheroes to be Mexican, you know. That's what be like. That's going to be my guy, you know. A movie came out recently of a Mexican superhero. I don't know if you guys know, but it's called The Blue Beetle. You guys ever heard of it? Nobody heard. Exactly. No one's like, what the hell, The Blue Beetle? And I thought it was cool. I was like, finally, we get representation. But then I started thinking, I was like, a beetle? A thing that rolls shit up a hill? A thing that flies blindly into people? Sorry. It's weird. I was like, man, at least make it accurate, you know? But why not make a superhero called the Taco Slayer? You know what I'm saying? Like, the construction worker, the solar panel installer, something. I don't know, something. But everyone forgets the first superhero of Mexican or Latin descent was actually of Latin descent. Before Iron Man, Superman, and Batman was this gay guy named Zorro. You guys ever heard of? There we go, right there. My guy, you are fucking Mexican. You wetback, I like it, right? No, before all that was this gay guy named Zorro. Yeah, which is just crazy. And a lot of you are like, yo, Zorro's gay? Yeah. The other half of you are like, he's been gay this entire time. Where have you been, man? Anytime you use a sword as Zorro does, it's kind of like, it's just weird how he does it, right? He's Spanish, technically, so he's not one of us. But he's always just like, Zorro. It's like, oh, okay, I don't like that, you know? You gotta, he just sounds like he has an attitude, right? It's just like, see, yeah. No, but it's just like, I think, well, quite frankly, anything with a sword is gay, kind of. Just a little bit, you know what I mean? You know, Vikings, Three Musketeers, those guys were gay, you know? I think pirates were gay. That's just my theory. Because when they were saying R, they're just saying, are you gay? Or show me the booty. That's right. Yeah, or Chippendale. I don't think they use, that's the wrong one. I don't know, different timeline. No, but I've had some pretty odd jobs. Like I said, I'm a DoorDasher right now and a used car salesman, so if anybody needs one, let me know. But I used to work at a very popular Thai restaurant, all the recipes were straight from Thailand. Even the cooks were straight from Mexico, that's right, there we go. But I had a coworker that had just came from Mexico legally. He came from Mexico legally. And when I found that out, I was like, oh yeah, we do that sometimes. I didn't know we could do that. Yeah, that's right. But this coworker wanted to be American really bad. So much so that he was trying to pick up on American phrases, but he wasn't too keen on the phrases yet. So he tried to learn the phrase one time, what goes around comes around. But he couldn't remember the phrasing too well, so he's like, ¿Sabes qué, Frankie? No me gustes porque tú hablas a mí. I don't like the way you're talking to me, so how about this, okay? What comes in you goes in me, okay? So. And I'm holding plates, and I'm like, wait, what? Did you say what? And this time he said it more menacing and with like a crazy look at his eye. He's like, what comes in you goes in me, okay, pendejo? So watch out. And I had to correct him because it's in front of people, and I was like, no, it's what goes around comes around. That's what you meant to say. And he stops what he's doing, and he goes, hey, Frankie, I'm not gay. No soy joto, okay? No soy joto. Yeah. No, but I'm currently in my 30s right now. Anybody else in their 30s? Woo, there we go. There, I like it, there we go. You got some city miles on you. Okay, that's nice, I like it. I'm currently in my 30s though. It is funny how your priorities change when you're in your 20s as opposed to 30s. Like when you're in your 20s, like my priorities were different. Like my priorities were like I wanted beautiful women with curly hair and nice feet in my 20s. I needed that, you know what I'm saying? Now in my 30s, my priority is nap times. That's my priority in a dark room with air conditioning. That's what it is. That's my weakness, okay? It's a big wake-up call because when I was younger, they should have told me something different. Also, your stomach starts changing too, which is very weird. Just all of a sudden, I can't handle ice cream anymore. I can't handle extra cream and cheese like I used to. I run by like an ice cream shop and I start getting the runs. It's just weird. It's very, very weird. It doesn't make any sense. But when you're younger, they always tell you, hey, make sure you got a job, make sure you got kids, make sure you got a wife, make sure you got 2 homes, 3 homes, and lots of money. But what they should have told me when I was younger is, hey, you gotta avoid sharp cheddar, medium cheddar, mild cheddar, gorgonzola, pepper jack, Monterey Jack, all those cheeses. But here's where my life's at right now, okay? I take more time deciding if I'm gonna eat cheese than I do deciding if I'm gonna do drugs at a party. Does that make sense? If we're all at a party right now and one of you stands up and you go, hey, Frank, I got cocaine in the restroom, you down? Suddenly I turn into Mike Tyson. I'm just like, yeah, let's do this right now. Let's do this right now. 1-2 punch. Let's go. 1-1. Let's go. But if one of you stands up and goes, hey, Frank, I got a charcuterie board with an assortment of cheeses. Suddenly I'm just like, yo, I don't know if I can do this, big dog. What's it come down like? 2 days? No, I can't, man. I got dogs. I gotta walk those dogs. Yeah. No, but I'm 33 years old. That's what I am. I'm 33 years old. Yeah, which is it's nice. Yeah, it's cool. I said that at a show. Some lady goes, "Oh, you're in your Jesus year." That's what she said. You're in your Jesus year. You should be excited. And I told her, I was like, I'm not excited to be in my Jesus year. And she goes, why? She goes, well, I don't know if you know, it doesn't really end too well for the guy at the end of that year. Yeah. Because I don't know if you know, Jesus died from a car accident. Yeah. Yeah, he was T-Bone? All right, cool. Bad joke. There we go. Bad joke. Don't laugh. Don't give me that. I am excited to be in my Jesus year because that means from now until the end of the year, 12 Jews will be following me around, which is, might be bad in today's climate, but I'm looking for a good deal anywhere I go. That's right, baby. Can I get an amen? All right, there we go. You're following along. I like it. Take it alhamdulillah. Never mind. Okay, never mind. We're not going to do that here. Yeah, but no, I used to live in a lot of places. I used to live in Salt Lake City, Utah. Yeah. Anybody from Salt Lake City? There we go. All right, we like it. We can talk crap on it. But I didn't like Salt Lake City. It was a very weird place. It was a very progressive, aggressive place. I used to drive around in my Honda Accord, and it had California plates. And people would yell at me. They go, "Hey!" They would tell me go back to California instead of telling me go back to Mexico. That was like weird. It was like reverse racism. You know what I mean? It didn't make any sense. But Salt Lake City, Utah has a bunch of weird laws. Weird laws. One of their laws is they have a no helmet policy for when you ride motorcycles. And I was like, I thought that was pretty cool. But then I saw some of the faces riding around on some of these motorcycles, and suddenly I was like, you know what? Let's put that helmet back on. How about that? Okay, let's change that right there. A face only a mother could love. That's what it was. Yeah, but the Mormons control everything in Utah. They got their hands in everything for the most part. Mormons hate alcohol, but Mormons really hate whiskey. Yeah, and the reason why Mormons hate whiskey is because the majority of the whiskey barrels are aged 18 years. Which is far too old for a bunch of the Mormons there. That's what it is. If you don't get that joke, you will get it in the car. I promise you, you'll get it. Now, but I'm a pretty big conspiracy theorist for the most part. I believe in aliens. Do you guys like aliens? Yeah, legal, illegal? Which ones do you like? Trick question. There you go. Trying to get you. But I like aliens. I also think aliens are... Hear me out real quick. I think aliens only abduct the people we didn't like in the first place. You guys ever realize that? It's never somebody that's doing good for the community or just got promoted. It's somebody that lives by themselves and does taxidermy. That's the type of vibe. They're just like, no one's gonna miss this guy, you know? But I always think, I'm like, maybe they have a choice between two people, you know what I mean? They're beaming up. They're maybe choosing between two people and they're like, wow, wow, wow. What about this guy? Well, he just got promoted and he's having a baby on the way. What about this guy? This guy has 15 unpaid parking tickets. Beam him up. Womp, womp, womp. But why can't they abduct the people we need them to abduct? Why can't they abduct the people we need them to abduct, like my landlord? You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, my landlord, she's a nice lady, but guys, my mom, I don't like her. She's weird, okay? I don't know. She wants money on time every single time. It's weird. I don't like it. Yeah, are we dogs or cat people? Are we dogs or cat people up in here? Dog, okay, all right. Any cat people? Yeah, okay, all right, cool. Cats are weird. I just got into cats, and I just figured out something. Cats will show their butthole to you if they like you and they show affection, which is crazy because I've been showing my butthole to my taco guy for years. I didn't know I was a cat this entire time. I'm just like, meow. Tres tacos de carnitas, meow. Y esos chorizos, meow. Julio's looking at me like, what the hell, dude? Get the hell out of here. Yeah. But no, my fiance's really, she's a great lady. She's a great lady, awesome lady. She has really nice feet. I'm like into it. I don't have a fetish. I just have a special interest, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's just my thing. I like looking at them. I know where all the good feet are within a 10-mile radius, and there's none of them here besides her. But I always tell her all the time. It's weird. Sometimes we'll watch movies, and sometimes there'll be feet like on the movie screen. You know what I mean? Like we saw the Barbie movie, and the first minute of that movie is Margot Robbie's feet, just right in your face. And I had to lie to my girl that I was like, man, those are trash feet. Those are ugly. But secretly, I was like, those are the most beautiful feet I've ever seen in my life. But I had to lie. Sometimes you gotta lie to your loved one. It just is what it is. It doesn't make any sense. But let me ask you guys a question. Any handicapped people in here? One? Maybe, possibly? 1, 2, 7. Handicap? Okay, you're gonna hate this joke. I have a theory that, like, when you guys see those handicap parkings, I feel like we should be able to park in those stalls after 9 p.m. Can I get an amen? Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. That's right. Boo. Oh, boo. Okay, so I'm just saying, the people that need those spots are in bed before 9. Let me just say that, okay? They're watching YouTube, Netflix, HBO. I've seen it before, okay? It's almost like when this hotel, it's like a thing. It's like I want to park in that spot when I can't, you know what I mean? It's like when the hotel tells you, hey, the pool closes at 10. I'm like, I want to go in the pool after 10 p.m. That's my favorite time. That's my alone time. Do a couple laps, you know? But like I said, I have a very real weird family. I got a 12-year-old sister. I have a 12-year-old sister, and she's in 6th grade. Do you know what she told me the other day? She goes, I'm scared to go to 7th grade. And I go, why are you scared? She goes, because that's when everybody says that's when it changes you. 7th grade changes you. And I was like, oh, well, wait till you get to 8th grade, period. All right, we're gonna work on that joke. That was terrible. I was hoping, I was like, this is gonna get him. They're gonna be like, yo, that was fantastic, Frank. Let me buy you a drink. Yeah. No, but I got some really bad news though. After she told me that, she was like, Frankie, I want to know what I want to be when I get older. I want to be a gold digger. And I'm not gonna crush anybody's dreams, you know. But I was like, why do you want to be a gold digger? And she goes, word for word, because they don't have to work. That's what she said. So I looked at her and I said, well, they are not ugly. So you guys say it's cool. Keep it going for your host, guys. Thank you so much. My name is Frank Escalante. Keep it going right here. Keep the energy going.